Hey, how you doing? Drew here, and just want to share a little nugget with you about vision buy-in. I was recently, actually just a couple hours ago, was interviewed for this podcast, and the interviewer was asking me about the competition and the challenges to lead today. Whereas 50, 60 years ago, you kind of just said, hey, I'm the boss, do what I say, and that's it. And there's so much competition and there's so much opportunity out there that you've got to really hone in your skills. And I want to tell you something. Vision buy-in is the number two thing that your employees are looking for in a leader. Now that sounds kind of strange. What's the number one thing, right? Well, the number one item, and this was done by a research done by Kouzes and Posner in their book, The Leadership Challenge, and they've interviewed over 10,000 people, and it's consistent every time, that people look for the same thing. The number one thing, they look for the same thing in a leader and in a fellow employee, and that thing is honesty. So people, number one, they want an honest coworker, whether it's a leader or a peer within the organization. That's foundational. But when we move beyond that, and this is where the two kind of diverge in what people are looking for in a leader, and then how it changes from what they're looking for in a fellow employee, is when they're what folks are looking for in a leader is a forward-looking person. They want someone that can see further and see faster. They can see the future. They know where they're going, right? Who wants to follow someone that doesn't know where they're going? They're unclear. I had a great local legend here in Dallas share with me, a TV personality share with me his definition of leadership. And he said this. He said, leadership is simply knowing where you want to go and getting other people to go with you. It's that simple, right? That's vision. That's vision buy-in. But how do you do that? So let me give you 4 tips, because 4 out of 5 leaders said that they were not equipped when they got their first leadership role to create a vision or share a vision with their organization. So let me tell you 4 keys for sharing a vision in your business that people will buy into. Number 1, share it clearly. You got to get crystal clear on this thing. You got to know in your own heart, in your own mind, what is exactly are we trying to do? Where are we trying to go? What are we trying to do by when? So a vision is going to have a date on it. There's going to be very specific in what you're trying to do. I want to be the number 1 executive training company by 2030, right? So that's very specific. There's a date put on that. There is a very specific goal. Executive leadership company, number 1, right? Those are very specific things. Not leadership company, not leadership guru, not number 1 leadership guru. No. I'm getting very targeted, very specific, and then I put a date on it. So you need to get clear on that with your business. Number 2, share the vision creatively. Now this might sound like I'm going backwards, but when I talk about sharing it creatively, what I'm talking about is I want you to get other team members involved. The first time that you share that vision outside of, depending on the size of your company, yourself or your tight leadership team, the first time you share that vision, it can't be the first time people outside of that room are hearing it. Right? You need to go to other people within your organization, people that answer the phones, people that are the front line of your organization, talking to customers, talking to guests. You need to talk about that vision with them, share it with them, and get their feedback and see if they hear what you're saying. I talk all about this in my book, The Executive Leader's Handbook, which you can get absolutely free at theexecutiveleadershandbook.com. But so share that vision creatively. Get other people involved. If you can, do a strategic planning session and allow them to participate in creating that vision, co-create that vision. Okay, number 3, share that vision often. So I just met with a company. I was at a conference speaking, and they came up to me, and I'd seen them. I'd done their strategic planning session, and they said, Drew, we need you back. We haven't talked about the vision in a long time, and we need you back. We need you to spark that. So I can't be there all the time. You can pay me to be there a lot of the time, but I can't be there all the time. And so if the senior leadership team has to make it a priority, has to make it a focus to share that vision often. The best way I've heard it said is by the time that, as the senior leader, by the time that you're getting sick and tired of saying the vision or sharing it, that's when it's just starting to resonate with your team. Okay, number 4, share the vision through your actions. If you want to be a company that's committed to excellence and going above and beyond, then you better do that. If you want to be one of my clients, Chick-fil-A, the most caring company in the world, then you as the business owner cannot be a jerk, right? You can't be a jerk to your employees. You can't treat them like garbage and then expect them to go out and be the most caring company to the community. No, it doesn't work that way. if you want to be the most caring company in the world, you have to model that vision to your team first, and you take care of your team. Bam, your team takes care of the guests. So those are 4 keys to sharing that vision and getting buy-in from your team, because that's a differentiating factor for you moving forward in this climate that we're in. We got to up our game as leaders. We got to continually get better. And part of that is getting your team bought into your vision. All right, executiveleadershandbook.com. Download the book for free, get the audio version, and I'll talk to you soon.